Well, there you are, Hidden Nation. It's so very good to see you. Welcome right into the studio. It's Josh Carey here. So glad you decided to push play and tune into this very episode because this one is near and dear to my heart. Because Hidden Nation, it's all about feeling good and, more to the point, allowing the ability of our bodies to heal themselves, to heal ourselves. And we have the absolute correct person leading us through this conversation. Our guest is Dr. Peter Kevorkian. He is the president of Life Chiropractic College West, and he understands how our bodies heal themselves, ourselves, itself. Finally got it. How our bodies heal itself. Well, we'll figure it all out one way or another. Dr. Peter, good to see you again.
Great to see you, Josh. Excited to be here.
I'm trying to, word this out correctly because I'm a fan of this philosophy, and I'm guessing that you've preached it and taught it for decades, but not everyone buys into it. What is the philosophy that we're talking about today?
Well, Josh, our bodies were designed by nature to work properly. The brilliant genius that created us from two tiny cells, two half cells, in a matter of 9 months, that genius that made the body knew how to do it. Didn't need a doctor to tell it what to do. Didn't need a scientist to tell it what to do. Didn't need any controlled studies. It knows how to create new life. And if I were to ask you, Josh, okay, if during the time that a woman is pregnant, would it be appropriate for her to drink alcohol?
Of course not.
No, because that would interfere with life doing what life is designed to do. Would it be appropriate for that person who's carrying the baby to be under high amounts of stress?
No, we say no.
Oh, because that's going to interfere with life doing its magic. So the basic idea, life doesn't need any help to do its job as long as nothing interferes with it. Well, the day that that baby is born, that same genius, that same brilliance that created it over that 9 months didn't go away. It's still there making all the drugs, all the chemicals the body should need in a lifetime. It's designed for success. It's designed to be healthy. And rather than us trying to fix or cure or treat things, my mission as a chiropractor is have people recognize your body already is doing stuff right. Let's take an interference away from that. So it's to strive for people to look at what am I doing in my life that's interfering with nature doing its job. That's easy to do. If I asked you what are things that you're doing every day that is interfering with your life, you're going to say, well, I'm not getting enough exercise. I'm not drinking enough water. You already know the answers. My job as a chiropractor was to have you realize that things can happen that can stay locked within your spine based upon things you've done in your life. That's interrupting the control system of your body. It's interrupting the brain's ability to control and regulate your body. And my job is to take that interference away so that the brain and body can go into better harmony and can control and regulate what by nature designed to do.
Why?
Most of the problems that occur happen because the brain is not able to perceive clearly what's going on in the body or to control and coordinate and regulate the body.
I'm bought into this for years now. I fully believe the way I would interpret what you just said from my point of view is that what we think and feel affects our health and wellness. Are we saying the same thing?
Well, your thoughts and your feelings are a piece of that, as is your posture, as is your lifestyle, as is how you see yourself, as is what food you put into your body or not, food, other substances that you put into your body. So all of those things impact us, and the body is striving to take whatever we do and to figure out what's the best thing I can do for Josh, for Peter, for whoever that person is. What my job is as a chiropractor is to make sure that the system that controls and regulates all of that is greatly empowered to do that. That's by ensuring that the brain and the spinal cord doesn't have adverse tension upon it, doesn't have damage that's being stored in there. And if there's something we can do, we call it an adjustment to allow the body to come into what it's already designed to do. It's going to figure out what it needs to do better.
So what is the step one, the lowest hanging fruit for the listener? What do they need to get out of the way or get in the way to get on this path?
Well, first, in terms of self-care,
Yeah,
what are you going to do for yourself?
that's right.
That before you do anything, just ask the question, is this giving my body energy, love, light, health, or is it potentially interfering with me being the best version of me I can be? So if I'm drinking tequila, right, is that the honoring thing to do for my body? Okay. Or if I'm putting a cigarette in my mouth, is that an honoring thing to do for my body? If I'm eating processed foods, is that an honoring thing to do for my body? If I'm sitting in a chair all day long, not getting up and moving, is that an honoring thing to do for my body? Am I in a relationship with somebody is abusive to me? Is
Mm.
that an honoring thing to do for my body? Me waking up in the morning and looking in the mirror and saying less than loving thoughts to me, is that an honoring thing to do for my body? So well, we can make a choice with every action, with every thought, with every movement, with every anything that we do. Is it something that's honoring to my body, that's giving my body love, or is it something that I'm doing that's potentially injuring myself, potentially interfering with the body doing what it does best? And it's that same vein that I want the person to go to a chiropractor. Okay, I don't want a person to go to. Yes, everybody knows chiropractic help with headaches and back pain and a bunch of ailments and conditions. But I want a person to go to a chiropractor so that they can maximize the performance of their body by taking interferences away that may be locked within the person's spine that they don't even know about. Very often, things happen to us within our lives, some that we consciously created by the toxins and things that we do to ourselves. Some of the things that happen to us from a fall, accident, or injury, and that stays locked within the spinal cord and locked within the spine. And the body is not able to self regulate. It's interfering with the body's ability to function optimally. I just want to free that up. I want to let the brain and body connect and do what the body's already designed to do, which is to work properly.
When you listed some of those things as example, drinking or smoking or eating or not exercising, at what point should the person have to take responsibility in the fact and say, okay, this is out of control because of my mental health and well-being, perhaps because I don't think highly of myself, perhaps because I haven't resolved that issue, so I'm kind of soothing, and that's why I'm doing all this.
Well, so the question is, do we wait till the body creates a signal to say, hey, pay attention, or do we become proactive and do something that we think is the right thing to do
Yeah.
anyway? For instance, I can wait till I have an ache, pain, or problem before I take care of my body, before I realize that I'm not exercising enough, or that I'm in bad posture, or I'm not doing things in a very honoring way as I'm working out at the gym. Okay, I can wait till a pain happens, or I can tune into my body and say, is this really healthy for me? Is this really making me stronger? Is this really a good position posture to be in? Same thing with foods. I'll tell you the best way to look at it is look at it as though your cells of your body are like your children.
Hmm.
Okay? If we look at our kids and we want to do the very best for our children, send them to the best schools, make sure that they exercise, make sure they get the best nutrients, make sure that they are in good, loving relations. I mean, all the things that we do as a parent for our children, we want because we want the best for our kids. If we looked at the cells of our body as though they were our children, sometimes we would do better care of them. Okay? It's in the same way that if the cells of our body are talking to us, if it's creating a pain or a symptom, it's like a child crying. Do you ignore it? No, you pay attention to it. If it's a little whimper, parents recognize that there are things going on with their kids way before there's a big problem and they deal with it then. It's the same thing with our body. Sometimes our body gives whispers to us and gives us little clues of things that we're doing that are less than optimal. If we looked at our bodies as though they were our children, the cells of our body like our children, we'd be a lot more uh, parental about it and we'd do better care of ourselves.
Where does somebody like you in your position here, how do you relate to the more traditional doctor medicine approach?
I don't feel in conflict with a medical physician or somebody who takes care of people differently. In our world, what we call healthcare is really crisis care.
Mm.
Okay? The healthcare system is really a crisis care system. It deals with the fact of when a person has a problem, has a symptom, has a disorder, they go to the doctor says, hey, we got to fix that. They give it a name, they give it a diagnosis, and then they give it a treatment protocol to eliminate that diagnosis that they've come out with. That's very, 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 very small portion of health. Okay, if we look at a health on a spectrum where there's one end that says nothing is working, we call that dead. There's another place we call optimal function, optimal physical, mental, social well being, everything perfectly working right in our body. There's an area here of less function, reduced function, lack of function. We call it sickness, symptoms, and disease. And this is the focus of our healthcare system.
So
Is
true.
wait till somebody gets over here and then pull the person out. And usually they can't even do that. They usually then give a pill, powder, potion treatment, keeps them there. Doesn't let the body work any differently, right? They
Mm.
just don't know that they're there anymore. Real health is taking the steps necessary to move in this direction, to get the body to function better. If I ask 100 people, do you want to be healthier tomorrow than you are today? They're all going to say yes. Do you want to be healthier next year than you are today? They're going to say yes. The only way you're going to get healthier is by getting your body to work better. Better to work better tomorrow than it does today. Better work next year than it does today. And the way you're going to do that is by taking interference out of the system. Taking interferences out of your system that are restricting you and having you move toward this area of less function and reduced function. The goal of a chiropractor is to look at the spine because the spine controls all the function in our body. It's the regulator of everything. So if we can take interference away from the spine, it's guaranteed to move you in this direction. Body's always going to work better with good nerve energy than bad nerve energy.
So the idea is working with the spine, and that helps the entire body.
Everything works better. Everything works better. Physically, mentally, emotionally, everything works better.
Where do you find the resistance for people? Because I'm a fan, I get it.
Mhm.
But where do you find the resistance?
Well, the resistance is because we live in a culture that is very crisis care oriented. Today, more than ever, there's a new aspect of healthcare called self care. More people today are doing yoga than ever before, are looking at their diet than ever before, that are trying to do self help and personal growth experience than ever before. Self care is grown dramatically, but there's an emerging aspect of the healthcare system where people are now going to caregivers to optimize their well being. Lots of people today go to a massage therapist, not because they're trying to treat a problem, but they know that massage is a beneficial thing to do for their physiology. More and more people today are going to educational classes like yoga classes to maximize the well being of their body. They go to dentists, not just so they don't get cavities, but so that it's the best thing that you can do for your teeth and your gums to see a hygienist regularly. So the culture is beginning to shift and change, and they're going to professionals for true healthcare to optimize their well being. That's really the aspect of chiropractic that most of my practice was on. Most of my practice was way outside their first year of care. I had a type of practice where people came in on a regular basis, got their spine checked, literally from birth until the day they died. So my youngest patient was 2 hours old, and my oldest patient was 102.
That's incredible and so exciting to
Yeah.
know that our bodies are able to do that, and we just get
Yeah.
yeah.
And that was actually the trigger for me. I practiced for 42 years, Josh, and I left. There was not a thing in my life that I did not thoroughly enjoy when I practiced in Massachusetts. My patients, my practice, my home, my family, my colleagues, everything. And I moved to Hayward, California, to Life Chiropractic College West to prepare the next generation of doctors and healers. I believe now more than ever, we need compassionate caregivers that aren't just going to focus at the treatment of conditions, but are prepared to be able to deal with a culture that's really trying to maximize their human potential. And so that's my goal is to make an impact in the chiropractic education so that we can really create the next generation of caregivers in our world.
And that's as president of Life Chiropractic College West. That's
Correct.
that's what you're doing there, and that's the mission there.
That's my job. Yeah.
Through the industry of chiropractic, does energy therapy and healing have a place?
Of course it does. I mean, energy healing is a different window to the physiology. Okay, there's an aspect of what we understand in um, Western culture in terms of physiology, body chemistry, biomechanics, and all the stuff that we tend to look at in our world. And sometimes we don't look at the more subtle aspects of human existence. Energy medicine looks at, well, your thoughts create a vibrational field in the world. Some people say that's woo woo. That's okay. You know what? I believe that it's all true.
Of course.
We understand so little about our universe, so little. I mean, if God could write an encyclopedia, okay, we don't have encyclopedias anymore, but let's say you had a 20-volume encyclopedia, and in there was the entire knowledge of human beings existing here on planet Earth. Today, what we know, we don't know. We couldn't finish the first page, the first volume of the first book. That's how little we know relative to what we know we don't know. And there's more that we don't know that we don't know. So I just try to put it into perspective.
Yeah.
We know so little. So when you talk about things like energy medicine or subtle energy or subtle healing, is it real? Is it not real? It all depends on the value you choose to give it. Absolutely. Years ago, people would say, "Oh, acupuncture, that's a bunch of poppycock," and now Western medicine has adopted acupuncture and many of the things that it does. It recognizes that there are many energy systems that aren't necessarily mapped out the way that we exist. We view it within this culture that we live in. So does it connect with it? Absolutely, as it connects with everything. Again, I say, why is a person seeing an energy healer? Are they doing it to treat this small problem of things, or are they doing it to maximize their life expression? So I'm proposing that this aspect of looking at things to maximize life expression, what nature's already been designed to do, maximizing the body's ability to function and express itself, literally every health service can do. A dentist could just look at drilling and filling, just taking care of problems with teeth and gums. Or you can look at the whole aspect of dental care to maximize the well-being of the teeth and the gums. Nutritionists could look at just having your diet have the minimal nutrients to function. Or how can we maximize the well-being of the body by looking at maximizing the nutritive factor of those foods? You with me?
Oh, yeah.
So we could do the same thing relative to chiropractic. Chiropractic could look at just treating low back pain and headaches, or it can look at maximizing the human potential. So whether it's dealing with traditional modalities or subtle energies, why are we doing it? And I'm proposing to you, the world is shifting from this paradigm of just treating conditions and diseases to doing things. I want to be as healthy as I can be. I want to biohack my body if you could. I want to maximize its ability to relate and adapt to the world. That's what the world is looking for. That's what people out there want today, more than anything.
And the chiropractic industry is on that front line doing
Well,
it.
that's okay. So that's why I'm here. Okay, because I believe much of my profession and much of the training still stays locked into a model that in and of itself is dysfunctional. Okay. So yes, chiropractic is a natural form of helping people. And everybody knows it does that. Everybody knows it's effective at treating headaches and back pain. Everybody knows that it affects some organic conditions. But the real magic of chiropractic is to be part of healthcare to maximize the adaptability and functionality of the body. So when people came to me to practice, I would tell them, I don't know if your symptoms are going to get better. What I do know is your body's better off with good nerve energy. And when they got to the point where, oh, my headache went away. Oh, my child can sleep through the night. Oh, the bedwetting stopped. It wasn't me that did it. It was the body that did it. A proper functioning body is really the magic and the miracle that people experience with chiropractic care. It's not that I'm more effective at treating something than a drug or a chemical. All I'm able to do is take away the interference and allow that body to do what it's already been designed to do. The force of nature is the most powerful force on this planet.
You said you've been doing this for over 4 decades. You
Yes.
must. What's the biggest change you've seen in the relationship between the patient and the chiropractor?
Well, it's changed dramatically. I mean, I remember when I was first in practice, patients would come to me and says, "Oh, I can't tell my medical doctor that I'm here. They would dismiss me as a patient." Multiple patients that happened to me, and I said, "Oh, I'm not going to tell anybody anything. I'm here to help you." So that's been a huge, the public awareness and even acceptance within the healthcare culture has changed dramatically. The years ago, somebody said, "I'm going to a chiropractor." I said, "Oh my God, what's wrong with you? Why are you going to a chiropractor?" Nowadays, a good portion of the population is under chiropractic care, and it's become mainstream in that fact. But having said that, most of the reasons why people tend to go to chiropractors is still for this box, for getting rid of aches, pains, and problems. The real magic of chiropractic is optimizing your health and adaptability. And that only happens by education. So, in my practice, I felt it was my responsibility to make my patients aware of just how amazing their bodies were and the real magic there is to a healthy spine. And once people understood that, once a mom understood that, she wanted that for her kids. So she would bring her kids in. So I would take care of people literally from birth throughout their adolescence to adulthood, and then would take care of their babies.
So spell out that magic. What is that message that the listener light bulb needs to hear?
Nature needs no help, just no interference. Life needs no help, just no interference. Take interferences out of your life. Nature life is able to express itself more optimally. That's the fundamental core value that my practice was built upon. Understand that the spine, the brain, the spinal cord, and the branching network of nerves controls and coordinates all the function of the body. Everything from your immune system to your body chemistry, to your heartbeat, to digestion, to your thought processes, to your ability to live. Everything is controlled through the nervous system. Take an interference away from that, and that natural life force can better express itself within the body. Your body will work better. The body's always better off with good nerve energy than bad nerve energy. Damage can happen to the spine, literally from birth. That the birth process, sometimes as the head comes through the birth canal, can begin to misalign the bones of the body, put pressure on the nerves, and dim the light bulb. Turn off the energy a little bit. And if that isn't dealt with, the body then has to try to adapt to that throughout its lifetime. So it's like a dimmer light bulb than it could be. My job is to make sure that light bulb is free and clear to shine brightly into the world.
And what is the outcome for these doctors coming through Life Chiropractic College West? This is a new breed that you're trying to continue.
100%. So number one is to give them the skills to being an excellent chiropractor, to knowing how to analyze and adjust the spine. So the technical competency of my students is some of the finest chiropractors from a technical ability, being able to analyze and take care of a person's spine, number one. Number two is to recognize that it's not just a mechanical phenomenon, that it's not just a machine that's going to go there and randomly push on people's backs, but it's a compassionate caregiver. And so I ensure that the people that are going through my program realize that we aren't just doctors treating patients. We are human beings caring for other human beings. So my job is to not just make competent chiropractors, but caring and compassionate chiropractors, so they can go out in the world and bring healing into people's lives. Never before, Josh, do we have the amount of tension and polarity that we have in this world as we do today. I believe that it's through healthcare, through people realizing that is the one thing that binds us and connects us. There is not a human being alive, regardless of their belief system, that doesn't want to be healthier, that doesn't want to be stronger physiologically, that wants their body to be less than optimal. I believe healthcare is something that can bind us and bring us together. And if we do it in a compassionate space, the magic can happen.
What is the world or society going to look like when your mission is further along or complete?
We're going to have a healthier planet. I believe that we're going to have people healthier physiologically, but it's not just a physical thing in terms of their body chemistry and being able to run and do the jump and be a grandma or grandpa, but the psychology is also a part of that. That we're going to have people that are going to be in greater degree of congruency within their lives. They're going to realize that, you know what, regardless of a person's belief system, every human being has every is really the same. Everybody wants to feel loved. Everybody wants to feel heard. Everybody wants to feel significant. And that if we can bridge that and just remove the interferences that exist in all aspects of our lives, then we're going to create a healthier humanity.
Healthier humanity sounds incredible. Dr. Peter Kevorkian, the president of Life Chiropractic College West. You are somebody that I would adore to have back, because as we spoke about everything to do with our minds, our bodies, our beings, our souls, we did not get to hear yet about you and how and why this is such an important mission. So let's make time to have you back on the show, because you are just brilliant and fascinating to speak with.
Thank you, Josh. You're very kind. Very kind. It's been an honor to be here.
I appreciate it. There you go, Hidden Nation. Let's continue to get out of our own way, mind, body, and soul. Dr. Peter Kevorkian, thanks so much for joining in.
Great to be here.